few things, and then I'll take a few questions. Number one, Democrats say that they care a lot about lowering health care costs, and yet, when the president took historic action to work with the drug companies to lower prescription drug prices, the Democrats did nothing to help us. In fact, we would have loved to have the Democrats helping us, but they didn't. They talk about doing something. They don't actually do the hard work of making it happen. What they have done instead is to shut down the government because we won't give billions of dollars to health care funding for illegal aliens. That is what has actually happened. To the American people who are watching, the reason your government is shut down at this very minute is because, despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of congressional Republicans and even a few moderate Democrats supported opening the government, the Chuck Schumer AOC wing of the Democratic Party shut down the government because they said to us, we will open the government, but only if you give billions of dollars of funding for health care for illegal aliens.
Hello and welcome back, and thanks for choosing to hang out with your host, Conservative Bird, and your co-host, me, Double D, and you're on the Brick Road Podcast.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We really do appreciate you guys stopping by, and before we get into everything, please make sure to hit that like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, and smash the notification for us. It's literally the free and easy way to help this channel grow as big as possible.
Absolutely.
So today, Double D, we got a couple things we're going to talk about. Trump had a massive victory with not just one lawsuit. They're only talking about the YouTube lawsuit. We'll talk about a couple of the other ones, but he's actually putting the money of these lawsuits to good use. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let's hear what Trump has to say about it, though.
Let that clip roll.
Well, actually, I don't think this is... I'm sorry. This isn't Trump talking about it. This is just the breakdown a little bit of what's going on with YouTube.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, getting some breaking news. YouTube has agreed to pay $24.5 million towards the construction of a new White House ballroom to settle a lawsuit by President Trump for suspending his channel in 2021 following the Jan 6 riots. The online video platform owned by Alphabet will pay $22 million from the settlement to the non-profit trust for the National Mall, which is dedicated to restoring, preserving, and elevating the National Mall to support the construction of the White House State Ballroom. Now, let me go back to CNN News 18's Sanjay.
So let me ask you a question, Double D. I mean, obviously this is really cool because he's not just keeping the money for himself, he's putting it to good use. But is this like a troll move to say, hey, I'm just going to take your money and put it towards the construction of something that's technically not even mine? I'm not even going to be here in a couple of years in this house anymore, and it's going to be the next president's. It's like to me, it's kind of like a troll move to say, hey, I don't really need your money, but you're going to pay for this to show that you can't just do what you want.
Well, that, and I think it also does something positive, too. I mean,
right.
It was a lawsuit. YouTube lost. Donald Trump won. He chooses not to keep the money, mainly because obviously he really doesn't even need it.
Right.
This is more about teaching them a lesson.
Exactly.
A lesson about censorship and a lesson about suppression of speech. It's a very valuable lesson. What did he say that was? $22 million?
$22 million, yes.
So that's a very, very expensive lesson, too. So why not put it to something good? I mean,
right.
Hey, a new ballroom in the White House, it's going to benefit the other presidents more than it's ever going to benefit him. He knows that, and the media knows that, too.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna try to be like, they're going to try to, sensationalize it and, make it sound like it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. I mean, you're taking a situation that was bad to begin with, the censorship and the suppression. It became a lawsuit, a major battle. They lost, they're paying, and now the money's going to good use. I mean... Exactly.
And the crazy thing is, a lot of these liberals and these Democrats, they don't realize that this isn't just a victory for conservatives, this is a victory for them as well. Because no matter what, regardless of your stance on things, you shouldn't be deplatformed just because you have an opinion that somebody who's higher up than in the company doesn't agree with. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of us having freedom of speech, to kind of say what we want without punishment. Obviously, there's certain stipulations to that, like, we won't get into that, but, there's certain things that you just don't say and you can't say. But
right.
What I'm saying is, if we have an opinion on something, and if you don't agree with my opinion, that's fine. That doesn't mean that you should deplatform me and make my voice not heard at all anymore. So this is a huge victory for conservatives, obviously, because we're the ones that are being silenced all the time, while these liberals and these progressives run out here and go rampant on just nonsense and feelings instead of any facts. They literally drive on emotions, and none of them have been having to pay consequences until more recently. And hey, rightfully so. You guys wish the worst upon us. I don't wish it upon you, but what's happening is a result of what you guys did for the last 4 years.
Oh, they've been doing it longer than that. They've been suppressing speech since he came down that elevator.
Yeah.
They weren't as blatant and obvious about it as they were in 2020 and 2021.
Right.
They were setting the algorithms to basically make it so that they could, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not suppress so much as blanket and cover it and hide it. So they were using other techniques to do it originally anyway. They just became outright blatant about it after they used Jan 6 as their excuse. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Told, the First Amendment protects you. It protects your freedom of speech from persecution from the government. Now, that doesn't mean you can yell fire in a theater. There are certain things you cannot do, even are not protected by the First Amendment and not protected from persecution from government. Obviously, if it's something harmful and it's going to cost people lives or cause a panic, then there has to be some restrictions. But for the most part, you can say whatever you want.
Right.
Here's the thing. That doesn't mean that you are free from consequences, though.
True.
And one of the consequences of suppressing his speech and enhancing the speech of others was a $22 million lawsuit.
Yeah.
So
speaking of January 6th, I seen that they said that there was like 267 federal agents that have been confirmed to have been in the crowd.
I thought the number was 275, but
maybe you're right. I don't know. Whatever, that's even more.
275, 267. What's the difference? Two is still too many.
It's ridiculous. That is just absolutely insane. People will not wake up. People will not wake up and realize that these people are all literally political prisoners, which is exactly why Donald Trump freed every single one of them, rightfully so. And pardoned them. I'm very glad for that. None of them deserved to be in jail for even one day. I don't care what they did. Nobody harmed anybody. The only person that got hurt was Ashley Babbitt. People were crying about cops, but no, cops were going home and having heart attacks and stuff like that. It didn't get hurt by anybody.
Or committing suicide. Killed themselves.
Right.
Because they knew what they did was wrong.
I only say that once. We got to watch the algorithm. They'll throw us off. Don't say too much.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what?
No, it's weird. YouTube's weird with their algorithm still, and I guess if you say that too many times, it could cause them to trigger you.
I'm not gonna. I forgot about that. Was my bad. That was.
It's like when you say it too many times in a row. Oh, it's fine. We're gonna.
Well, I usually call it the S word. So I.
Oh no, you're good.
My bad.
But yeah, and none of that was. Nobody was harmed on the left side. It was only Ashley Babbitt that was harmed. Other than that, everything was either self-inflicted or natural causes.
There's a petition going on right now online on whether Michael Byrd, the Capitol Police officer who unalived Ashley Babbitt, should be charged. I believe he should be charged with manslaughter.
Yeah.
But
Me as I do as well, because she wasn't armed.
What do you think?
Exactly. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. To me, she wasn't armed. She was an Air Force veteran, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what gives them the right to do that to her? You know what I'm saying? And people like nobody, and it's crazy because nobody on left were outraged about that. They all celebrated it and championed it.
Had she been one of their own and that had happened, I assure you that Capitol Police officer would have already been in prison.
Exactly.
He'd probably be in the same cell with Derek Chauvin right now.
Yeah, for sure. Which, it's wild. It's crazy to think that like so many people are on the side that they will not just realize what's really going on. But you can't listen. You can steer a horse to the pond. You can't make him drink water.
I hear a lot about white privilege, a lot about black privilege. I'm not sure it's either one of those, by the way. I think Democrat left-wing privilege.
Yeah.
I think if you're because and what's his name? Enrico, who's the guy from the Proud Boys? And Enrique, or what's his name again?
Enrique, I can't. The leader of the Proud Boys, right? I just know it as Enrique. Yeah. It's like I want to say it starts with, I was going to say it starts with a T, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it's Enrique Tarrio. I mean, he is clearly, not he's clearly non-white, and actually almost half of the Proud Boys are non-whites.
Right.
But because they're conservatives,
they're considered white supremacists. Believe me, I've had this conversation. I've had this conversation with people who I've had somebody literally go to Wikipedia and show me that the Proud Boys are white supremacists. Said, Wikipedia can be manipulated by anybody. They can literally just write what they want, and people will just accept it.
That's what it is. It's a public
exactly.
dictionary.
So then I showed him a picture of Enrique and Bryson Gray and a bunch of other black and Hispanic conservatives and white conservatives all in a group together that are the Proud Boys. And I showed him that. I said, this is what the Proud Boys are. I said the leader is Hispanic. I said, since when are there Hispanic white supremacists? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, the closest that they could even get to that, and I don't believe it's true. I mean, I know that Nick Fuentes, a white supremacist. I don't.
Well, he's half Mexican.
Yeah, I know that. I don't think he's a white supremacist either. I think he's just brutally honest.
Yeah, they don't like it. They don't like honesty.
Yeah, he's brutally honest. He's so. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't. It's the way he says it.
Yeah,
that's just not who I am. But I mean, I don't think anything he says is racist, though.
Right. So
I may not agree with half the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Right, exactly.
I would not.
I love Nick Fuentes.
Because he's a really far right more than I'll ever be.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine. Our First Amendment is the reason he has the right to do that. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But I would never suggest for a split second that anything he's ever said is white supremacist. Because I can tell you, I mean, it's just not. He might be brutally honest and they don't want to hear the truth, but
right. So
and his delivery is definitely different than what mine would be.
Exactly.
But that doesn't make him a racist or a white supremacist.
Right. So
it might make him an asshole, but it don't make him a white supremacist.
We're all assholes. Let's get that clear.
Exactly. Fair enough.
So let's get back to what we were talking about, right? So now we heard about YouTube and they had to pay him $22 million. Dude, Trump had a field day, bro. He didn't just get $22 million to go towards this stuff. He actually got $90 million, a collective from YouTube, Disney, and Meta, all settled inside Trump's $90 million payday, right? So it says right here, YouTube became the latest media and tech company to settle one of President Trump's lawsuits. On Monday, YouTube became the latest media and tech company to settle for one of President Trump's lawsuits. The Google-owned streamer agreed to pay $24.5 million to settle a lawsuit Trump filed after his account was banned following the January 6 riots, which is what we were talking about. That brings Trump's haul from media and tech companies to more than $90 million in the last year. Some of those suits deal with conflicts of President Trump experience with news networks such as ABC, which was the 60-minute stuff with Kamala Harris, where they fabricated her answers and questions and made it seem like she was saying things that she wasn't saying, and just tried completely manipulating the audience. Which, rightfully so, they should have showed that in full context, full transparency, to give people the truth of what they're hearing from each candidate. And that's what they tried doing. They tried suppressing the truth. They dealt with the consequences. Right?
Yep. And on the bright side of it all, there's going to be a beautiful, big, beautiful ballroom.
Exactly.
It's going to be big. It's going to be beautiful.
So
you know
right here we have the amounts, right? So YouTube settled for $24.5 million. Meta and Twitter, which is X, settled for $35 million. And what they did was Twitter, they also suspended him over January 6th. So this wasn't nothing to do with Elon Musk, so just so everybody knows. Has nothing to do with him and Trump going back or forth. People are going to speculate. This simply has to do with January 6th and him being kicked off the platform and being suppressed his free speech.
So does Elon have to pay that, though, because he owns the company?
I think so.
I guess technically he
would. I'm pretty sure Elon's fine with that.
He probably already knew that going into it when he bought it.
Right.
I mean, that wasn't his fault. That was the fault of the people who owned it before him. So
exactly. So then we got Paramount. We got Paramount Global for $16 million, and that's from the 60 Minutes stuff.
And then Disney for another 16. Look at that.
Yes, Disney for another 16 for about the graping stuff with E. Jean Carroll and how it wasn't really what it is, because that's not what he settled for. He actually settled for something else, not graping, for a lesser charge that caused no jail time. It's basically just like, here, we know you just want money, you're lying, take your money and go about your business.
Pretty much. That is basically what that one was about.
So, rightfully so. And the great thing about this Double D is none of this money is really going to him. It's going to us. It's going to not that something's going to benefit us, but something's going to benefit our White House, something great for our country.
See, now that I think that if it is something that benefits the White House and future presidents down the road, I think that is a benefit to the country too.
I agree.
Right down to the garden and everything, all that stuff, because people still get the tour of the White House.
Right.
You know what I mean? They still do tours and stuff like that. So there's going to be a ballroom. How cool is that?
Right.
The American people will eventually get to see it.
Exactly. Which, dude, it's really cool. Like, it's a great thing, bro. It's like, some people could just say, hey, I'm going to take this $90 million pocket and go about my business. But no, he's literally giving it back to the country.
Absolutely. And
taking it from the liberal leftist libtards and putting it back into the hands of the country. I like it.
Exactly. He's making them, all he's doing is making them pay their share.
Speaking of leftist libtards,
because they're always talking about rich people paying their share. Yeah. Well, now there's rich people paying their share.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you for your contribution.
AOC should be ecstatic right now.
Yeah, she definitely should. So now these libtards have gone so far that they've caused a government shutdown. They're crying about free health care for illegal immigrants instead of realizing, hey, we are deporting these illegal immigrants. We are getting rid of all of them, and there's nothing you're going to do about it because we're sick of it. We're sick of funding them. We're sick of them giving them free health care. We're sick of them coming here and living better lifestyles than we get to live when people go and work their ass off for 60 hours, 70 hours a week, and do things the right way and didn't illegally immigrate into this country.
This will be one way to definitely push immigration. I mean, right now it's at zero anyway.
Which is beautiful, fucking beautiful.
Yeah, they blocked the borders, but this is going to be another incentive for the immigrants that are still here,
right,
to take that $1,000 and leave. You know what I mean? This is just another reason they should, and really that's all this is about. This government shutdown only happened because in the big beautiful bill, it took away the Medicaid and Medicare for illegals.
Right.
Now, the Democrats thought that they would, whatever they were thinking, I don't even know what they were thinking on this one, Bird. What made them think they were going to just change that here come, in time for the, government of the spending bill that allows them to pay themselves? Why did, for a minute, they think they were going to be able to throw that back in?
Because
I say let them stay out of work as long as they have to.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with it. So let's let them, they'll explain it a little bit better for us.
We begin tonight here with the breaking news. The federal government barreling toward a shutdown set for midnight. Both parties blaming the other. President Trump tonight threatening to fire federal workers and to cut programs and benefits, saying he can do things that are irreversible. Tonight, Democrats say they want Medicaid cuts restored and to keep health insurance premiums from going up for millions. And Democrats say Republicans would rather shut the government down than protect the health care of the American people. Both sides tonight digging in with this shutdown now hours away, affecting millions of Americans. Rachel Scott leading us off tonight.
Tonight, with the government set to...
I mean, I feel like this just goes to show how much Democrats hate America.
That dude, Muir just really knows how to spin it. He never once used the correct term. He never said that these citizens were illegal.
Yeah.
He's basically saying that people on Medicaid and Medicare are going to get cut off their benefits,
which is not true.
By the way, I read on the Daily Mail today that nobody's benefits are getting halted except for the illegals.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. So all these senior citizens that they're trying to scare.
No, that's
stop scaring the boomers.
Well, that's what they do. No, that's what they always do, though, because they know there's so many Democrats that are just lifelong Democrats that are basically slaves to the party, and they'll vote Democrat no matter what. They know that they know how to play into their fear mongering,
and that's what they do. They scare them into thinking, dude, my uncle talking about losing his health care. I'm like, you're almost 70 years old and you're retired. Like, you're not losing your pension. You're not losing your Social Security. And you're certainly not losing your health care. And he believed it. He believed it for at least 6 months.
Yeah, and then he realized
because it hasn't happened. He's like, it's not going to happen.
Right. Everybody knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I tried to tell him. Now, he passed away in May anyway, but dude, for the last year prior to that, that's all he talked about was losing his Medicare. And it's ever since Trump got elected in November, he's been saying it. Like, it's not going to happen, man. Stop.
Sucks. But yeah, it just seems to me like Democrats just really hate America.
Shut down at the stroke of midnight.
They don't know how to be
President
honest,
Trump
that's
now
for sure.
threatening to fire, quote, a lot of federal workers. The Democrats don't back down.
We'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected.
But Democrats holding firm, demanding that Republicans reverse cuts to Medicaid and extend expiring Obamacare subsidies to prevent insurance premiums from rising for some 20 million.
Minute, Bird. I got to ask you something. What are you noticing about this picture? Minus the couple of young people in the front there. What do you notice about it? 90%
the
of
geriatric mafia.
The geriatric mafia, brother. I rest my case.
Americans.
They'd rather shut the government down than protect the health care of the American people. That's unfathomable.
Speaking
Today, the president turning up
mafia, did you see that behind him? Did you see that behind Jeffries? Look at that. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Jesus.
Man.
That's the queen of the geriatric mafia right there.
She's scary.
Does that bitch does she ever smile?
No, never. She is not happy.
I guess when you walk around with a beaver on your head, it's a little hard to be happy.
You're probably right.
Today, the president turning up the pressure, now warning he could slash government programs.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
He even floated the idea of cutting benefits without saying which ones.
We can do things medically and other ways, including benefits.
Tonight, I brought his words to Democratic Senate minority.
Did you see?
Oh, here we go.
Did you see the clip when RFK coughed? And he's like, "Oh, he might have gave me COVID."
Party leader Chuck Schumer.
The president is now threatening these irreversible cuts to the workforce, to programs. Is that a risk that Democrats are willing to take?
It will fall on him, as I said. He's the one doing the firings, not Democrats.
Even without the fear.
No, all Trump wants to do is only do stuff for the American people. He's not trying to do stuff for all the illegal immigrants. He literally wants to take all the illegal immigrants and get rid of them and take them back to their respective countries. This is what he wants to do. We're tired of this. We're tired of all these people coming in here and just living these lavish lifestyles. And I'm not even saying lavish like they go buy $1 million houses. I'm saying they get everything handed to them for free while we have to pay for it. We're sick of it.
You know what? Actually, Bird, you're spot on, dude. Just so you know, the average American, retired American, gets about $1,800 a month total in Social Security and benefits. That's the average. Some people get more, some people get a lot less, but the average is about $1,800 a month. Okay,
right.
The average for illegals that were here being put up with the hotels, given the food cards, given the $1,000 in spending money and the clothing vouchers, it came to almost anywhere between $3,500 and $4,000 a month on average for an individual illegal. So, you know, they were getting twice as much as the geriatric mafia gets right now.
Right, which is ridiculous.
They're out there protesting.
And all it was, in return, they wanted them to vote for Democrat once they figured out the way to get them to vote.
Yeah,
that's all they wanted. That's all they wanted. It's all about power. It's all about doing anything to stop Trump and stop anything that's right for the American people and do everything that's wrong for the American people. That's all this is. It's all it is.
And they've been notorious for that basically since he came down that escalator.
This is why they say that Democrats, liberals, progressives, and rhinos all hate America. Because they do.
They do hate America because they do. It's honestly, dude, most of them will admit it publicly now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, the politicians won't. No. But you ask any Democrat protesting, they'll tell you how much they hate America.
Oh, man, it's crazy, dude.
I watch Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley probably gets 20 people a day to tell him
I seen some Antifa member threaten him the other night.
Yeah, they put the laser scope on him, though, the sniper from the building.
Yeah.
He's like, look, man, there's a laser on your chest, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was a sniper, I guess, but they don't know if it was an actual laser from the gun. They think it might have just been him with the laser, but
regardless, you don't want to take that chance.
The point is made, though.
Right.
And the point was right dead center on his chest. So if he didn't get the point, they could send him one.
Yeah, the Antifa member, they did it to the Antifa guy, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Antifa guy. Mm-hmm. The one who kept threatening Nick.
Hey.
He kept saying he was going to smoke him.
That's a fuck around and find out moment.
Yeah, it's a definite
If the shutdown happens, as many as 4 million federal employees could go unpaid. In Thompson, Illinois, that means prison officers already stretched thin, now pushed to the max.
We need the government to stay open so that we don't have to live off our credit cards, that we don't have to take multiple loans just to pay our mortgage, to pay our daily necessities.
And families of roughly...
Come on, brother. Hold on a minute. What is the government shutdown going to last 10 years? What are you talking about, dude? What a 3-day government shutdown is going to cause you to max out your credit cards and get loans out? Are you serious, dude? Come on, bro. This is fear mongering.
First of all, he's lying. He's lying. TSA members and security and stuff like that, for like the airlines and what have you.
Yeah.
They'll be on furloughs, which means they'll be working and their hours will be adding up. And then when the time comes, they'll get all of that in return. But the federal prison officers, as far as I know, from what I read so far, I have not seen their names or their positions on that list yet.
Yeah, so they're just fear-mongering. They're fear-mongering.
He might be telling the truth, but I don't think he is. But I haven't seen it in anything I've read yet.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I have seen about TSA, about the politicians, about the stupid NGO organizations. Yeah, I've seen all of that. All that, you know, where their funding will be delayed and they'll be furloughed, or some people just won't go to work at all.
Right.
But I don't believe that's prison officers. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know that even if it's a couple-day government shutdown, that's not going to cause you to max your credit cards out and get loans out to live your life still.
Yeah, I mean,
like 3 days.
First of all,
3 days should not kill your lifestyle.
Last one last? How long did it last the last time?
Like a week or something, right?
Was it a week or was it a month?
Maybe it was like a month. Regardless, okay, a month should not. If you're a government worker, you shouldn't. A month shouldn't completely.
Well, I don't think it's going to go that long. I don't think it's going to.
No, it's not.
I think Schumer is going to cave.
Yeah, I do too.
As he should, because he knows he's wrong.
Because he's a chump.
He's going to cave. They already passed the big beautiful bill, and it passed with getting rid of Medicaid for illegals. America voted for that.
Right, we voted for it. We voted for what we voted for. Now give us what we want. We're sick of this shit. We literally had to listen. We literally had to deal with these people for 4 years of telling us with Joe Biden to just deal with it. Okay, we dealt with it. We let you guys have your time. You tried to fix America. You literally destroyed America and made it 10 times worse than it was. Okay, so why are you not letting us get our things back in order to where we need America to be? It doesn't make any sense.
They don't want America to be great. They want America to fail.
Exactly. They told us to deal with it. Fucking deal with it.
Yeah, they don't want America to be successful, Bird. They really don't. This is all part of their plan. I mean, this is all part of their plan, man. It's been all along. How do we make America fail? Because the only way they can fail upwards as Democrats is if America fails downward.
Exactly. And I feel like right here, J.D. Vance explains it perfectly.
Great.
I think he nails it.
Well, thank you, Carolina, and good afternoon to everybody, and good afternoon to everybody who's watching at home. It's a tough act to follow, but let me just say a few things, then I'll take a few questions. Number one, Democrats say that they care a lot about lowering health care costs, and yet when the president took historic action to work with the drug companies to lower prescription drug prices, the Democrats did nothing to help us. In fact, we would love to have the Democrats helping us, but they didn't. They talk about doing something. They don't actually do the hard work of making it happen.
Very true.
What they've done instead is to shut down the government because we won't give billions of dollars to health care funding for illegal aliens.
Exactly, which is exactly what these Democrats are pissed about. They just want everybody to come over here and they want a virtue signal and they want to be accepting of everybody. No, everybody has borders for a reason. Everybody has illegal immigration laws for a reason. There are reasons for it. You need to stop being so upset that people decide to come over here legally and we do something about it.
I mean, we're not the only country that opened up our borders. Dude, over in Europe, they've been open for over a decade,
right?
And now they're reaping what they sow.
Yeah,
and you've got Keir Starmer committing to wars like we're going to go over there and help them. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's crazy.
They opened up their borders, and this is what they got.
Right.
Use those people, enlist them, send them.
Exactly.
American people who are watching, the reason your government is shut down at this very minute is because, despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of congressional Republicans and even a few moderate Democrats supported opening the government, the Chuck Schumer AOC wing of the Democratic Party shut down the government because they said to us, we will open the government, but only if you give billions of dollars of funding for health care for illegal aliens. That's a ridiculous proposition. Let me say two other quick things.
America first.
Number one, we all understand that Democrats and Republicans have policy disagreements. The Democrats want to do things. Look, when Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries were in here a couple of days ago, they made some suggestions that the president was more than happy to say, yes, let's sit down and talk about how we can solve the health care crisis that we inherited from the Biden administration. But it's one thing to say that we should solve the health care crisis for Americans. It's another thing to say that we're going to shut down the government unless we give the Democrats every single thing that they want, which, as Caroline says, includes giving billions of dollars of taxpayer funding for health care for illegal migrants.
Well, no, dude, we don't want it no more. We're done with this. This is literally what we voted. This was like a big thing. This was a big thing that conservatives and MAGA, this is what we voted for. This was a big part was illegal immigration and funding all these illegal immigrants. We got sick of it. We were seeing it so much, and this is what the internet does. These are things that back in the days, if this was 20 years ago, we wouldn't have been seeing these things as often. You know what I mean? No. It wouldn't have been. The internet was around. So actually, let's go back more like 25 years ago. We wouldn't have been seeing it as often. You know what I mean? Because the internet just wasn't as prominent. Now the internet is so up to speed, you could find out things that are happening in other countries that you would never, ever, ever know about.
Exactly. The information age is here. And everybody is inundated by it.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, we might actually have too much information today.
You might be right.
But I'd rather have too much than not enough.
That's true.
If I have to watch and read and listen, and at least I can decipher and choose what to believe.
That's very true.
So, and I choose to believe one thing for sure, is Americans are tired of paying and footing the bill for illegal immigrants who are getting almost $4,000 a month in benefits, while Americans are sick, hungry, and poor. Not down with the whole giving the freebies to people who don't belong here.
Exactly.
And you know what? I think America voted the same way as I feel.
I agree.
About how to fix American healthcare, about how to make healthcare more accessible.
Why not? Let's fix it. That's the thing. Let's fix it
on behalf of the American people for this very reason. What you don't do is say, unless you do exactly what we want to do as congressional Democrats, we're taking hostage. And the hostage, it turns out, is critical, essential services that the American people need. Caroline talked about some of it. Let me talk about some more. Our troops are not getting paid starting today because of the Chuck Schumer wing of the Democratic Party. We have people who require food assistance, low-income Americans who require food assistance, who will not get it unless we reopen the government, thanks to Chuck Schumer and his wing of the Democratic Party. We have flood insurance as we start hurricane season in the southeastern part of our country. That flood insurance is going to disappear because of Chuck Schumer and the far left of the Democratic Party.
While you got over there ABC or NBC or whatever we were watching earlier, they're pushing the propaganda like it's Trump's fault. How is this? How is this exactly? And how is this Trump's fault when literally we voted for this? This isn't Trump's fault. This is our fault. We want this. This is the people.
I don't think it's the fault. I don't even think it's the fault.
But what I'm saying is, what's going on? What's going on is literally a reactionary thing, right? We voted for something. This is the reaction. We get what we voted for. See, that's what people don't understand. Trump stands on what he says he's going to do.
And J.D. Vance is reinforcing it.
Right.
In the most, I mean, honestly, anybody who doesn't understand that message, it's because their ears are closed and their eyes are shut. And they're just not listening and they're not seeing.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the reality, man. It's time to get back to basics. And
I agree.
Importing a shit ton of people into our country and paying them to be here. No, man, that's not even how this works.
That's not even democracy. That's not democracy. They all want to cry. It doesn't even matter. They want to cry about democracy. That's not democracy, right? Regardless, we're a constitutional republic. That's not in the Constitution that we have to just take in illegal immigrants by the fucking truckloads, by the millions, and just give them everything, and the American people have to pay for it. We're done with it. We're done.
I mean, honestly, I'm loving this tax bill coming up too for 2025. Dude, it's most families of four who make less than $100,000 will get all their tax money back.
That's amazing.
And that's awesome.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
And $6,000 a year more deductibles for seniors too.
That's amazing.
Over 65. So thank God we finally got a tax policy for the American people, not a tax policy that the Democrats want to support illegals.
Right, or support all the other bullshit, or get transitioning kids, or transitioning adults, or people in jail transitioning and us having to pay for it, or people in our military transitioning and us having to pay for it.
Yeah.
We're done with it, dude.
The military's not even for that.
We're done with all the fake woke shit. Exactly, we're done with the fake woke shit. We're done.
To reopen the government. Let's fix America's problems. Let's work together to solve them. But let's reopen the government before we have our negotiation about health care policy. That's what the American people demand, and that's certainly what the President of the United States wants. Let me make one final point. I think a lot of Americans are asking themselves, why did this happen? Why did the Democrats shut down the government despite, as Caroline said, voting on the exact same piece of legislation 6 months ago? And there are a lot of different spins that we can put on it, a lot of different answers that we could give, all of them true. One answer I already gave.
They hate America.
They want to give health care benefits to illegal aliens. That is true. They gave us legislative text that would have undone us cutting off health care benefits for illegal aliens. That's one of the things that they asked for. But the reality here, and let's be honest honest about the politics, is that Chuck Schumer is terrified she's going to get a primary challenge from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The reason why the American people's government is shut down is because Chuck Schumer is listening to the far-left radicals in his own party because he's terrified of a primary challenge. So I'd invite Chuck Schumer to join the moderate...
Imagine being terrified of AOC.
Huh?
And you know what, though, man? She looks like she might be a dragon lady and bite your head off.
Honestly, I think she might beat him.
Yeah,
I think she might beat him just because. I mean,
I think you might be right. Dude. I think you're right.
Well, they're about to elect a mayor who's a socialist who's going to drive their local city economy into the ground.
Yep.
To pay for illegal immigrants that we're still going to arrest.
Watch, all the Yankees are going to buy houses in Jersey. Watch.
Yeah, no shit.
Democrats and 52
Most
Senate
of them have their
Republicans
houses in Florida
do the right
anyway.
thing,
Yeah,
open up
I
the
would.
people's
I wouldn't
government,
want to live in
and
New
then
York
let's
City.
fix health care policy for the American people. Questions?
Mr. Vice President.
That's a lot. Matt Boyle.
Mr. Vice President, there's two key Democrat lies I would like to get your take on and see if you can address. The first is that you're seeing a number of top Democrat leaders, from Kamala Harris and Chuck Schumer to Hakeem Jeffries, claim that it is a Republican shutdown caused by Trump.
Wow.
The second is that they're out there now claiming that they don't want
that doesn't make any
to
sense.
give healthcare to illegal aliens.
When the Democrats are the ones that shut it down.
So on the point that it's a Republican shutdown, look, it's obviously a Democratic shutdown. Just look at the vote totals in the House, look at the vote totals in the Senate, and look at the President of the United States' own action and conduct throughout this crisis. Nearly every single House Republican voted to open the government, Matt. Nearly every single Senate Republican voted to open the government last night. And even to their credit, a few moderate Democrats voted to open the government. That's not a Republican shutdown. Nearly every single Senate Democrat votes to shut it down, and every Republican voted to open it up. It's just obviously not true. Now,
what it is, it's mental manipulation by the liberal media, and that's what they want to do. They want to make it's Trump's fault. Isn't it funny, right? Okay, government shut down when they didn't want to fund the wall, right? Trump's fault. Government shut down because they want to give money to illegal immigrants for their health care. Government shut down. Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault. This dude could literally do the exact thing that they want him to do, and they would still shut it down and say it's its fault. You know what I mean?
This is all. The whole thing was a propaganda stunt. It's a propaganda stunt that I'm afraid is backfiring on good old Chucky Schumer too.
I'd like to see Trump come out and be like, "Yeah, I want to fund illegal immigrants," and see what the Democrats say.
I want to see him start firing some of those federal employees and make a point and an example out of them.
I wish we'd fire half the Democrats and get some more moderate Democrats.
Honestly, they start firing people in the federal government and those agencies. They're going to be firing a lot of left-wing Democrats. I can guarantee you that.
1,000%.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen by attrition.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Without a doubt, 1,000%.
People go. At least 50% of them are definitely Democrats. So if you fire 100 people, you just got rid of 50 Dems.
Yep.
About a number of things, but you can't disagree about the obvious fact that Republicans voted to open the government. The president stands ready to sign that opening of the government. We just need a few more Democrats to join us in that effort to open the government. Your final question about illegal alien benefits. Look, the text is very clear, and I even saw, I think it was George Stephanopoulos in an interview with Mike Johnson, did a fact check that was totally rooted in baseless claims. It was basically Democrat propaganda. If you look at the legislative text that they gave us, they tried to turn on two separate provisions that would give health care benefits to illegal aliens. Number one, if you're an American citizen, you've been to a hospital in the last few years, you probably noticed that wait times are especially large, and very often somebody who's there in the emergency room waiting is an illegal alien, very often a person who can't even speak English. Why do those people get health care benefits at hospitals paid for by American citizens? The answer is a decision made by the Biden administration that the Trump administration, working with congressional Republicans, undid. We turned off that money spigot to health care funding for illegal aliens. The Democrats, in their legislative text, want to turn it back on. That's one thing. The second thing, Matt, is we all know that there are various ways in which the Biden administration waived away illegal immigration status. They gave parolees. They gave gave asylum claims to people who weren't really claiming asylum. And when they waved the magic wand of amnesty, giving millions of people legal status even though they were in the country illegally, they also gave those people access to health care benefits. So what the Democrats are engaging in is a sleight of hand. They're saying, no, no, no. Those weren't illegal aliens who were getting health care benefits, even though everybody, excuse me, knows they were in the country illegally. It's a lie told by the Democrats that they're not trying to give health care benefits to illegal aliens. It's a lie that is obviously untrue if you just look at the text that they gave us. And all you have to do is understand that this is about who benefits. We think the American people's government ought to benefit American citizens. The Democrats are willing to shut it down to benefit illegal aliens. The contrast couldn't be more clear. Peter.
Thank you, Vice President Vance. The big holdup is, of course, that...
By the way, I love Peter. He's my dude.
Yeah. But I think I think he says it there, man.
Yeah.
The bottom line is the Democrats are only holding this up. As I said at the beginning of this video, this has always been about the illegal immigrants that they, quite frankly, need as a voting base.
Right.
And that's all it comes down to.
Exactly. So you want to know the greatest thing about this government shutdown is?
What's that, Bird?
We got Trump posting AI videos.
That is pretty hilarious. I actually only have seen one of them, so you're going to get my guys.
Okay, let's check it out.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We're fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of unprecedented Republican assault.
I just love that Trump is posting these. I love that Trump is posting these. This one, though,
this one I've seen. This is my favorite.
This might be the best one.
No way to sugarcoat it.
It definitely is.
Nobody likes Democrats anymore.
True.
We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English.
That's all it ever was about.
They won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
So, Double D, can I be honest with you?
What's that?
I think I like woke Chuck Schumer, AI Chuck Schumer more than regular Chuck Schumer.
Oh, AI Chuck Schumer at least tells the truth.
He's goated. He's goated.
Yeah.
He could be our next president. AI Chuck Schumer, I'll vote for you.
Yeah, AI definitely works for me. AI Chuck by me.
No, these are just memes
I haven't
videos.
seen this one either.
This one's great.
That's awesome.
Oh man,
that was great.
These memes are
hilarious.
Amazing, dude. These AI videos are getting so much better. This one is great. I think this was the one that really caught Hakeem Jeffries' attention.
I'm not even Mexican. I don't know why President Trump keeps saying that shit. He needs to say it to my face, Holmes. And while we're at it, I'm getting really tired of all that dollar store Obama shit. It's getting old, homie. My name is not dollar store Obama. Okay, pendejo? Órale! Arriba! Arriba! I'm not even...
Dude, these videos...
that is hilarious.
Are some of the greatest. No, this is so... We have this, right? And
what's this one right there? What's the one right down below him, though?
This is a picture. This is just a picture of Chuck Schumer. This is him cooking the raw burgers with the. Remember, you put the cheese on the raw hamburger. Well, they decided to add some burritos and a sombrero. I love it. There you go. I love it. But this is Chuck Schumer right here responding to everything. I love that memes and AI videos trigger liberals so much that they get a response. They give a response to it during a government funding deadline shutdown, mind you. By the way, this is what they're worried about. It's so pathetic.
Yesterday, the president posted an offensive deepfake AI video.
Offensive? What's so offensive about it?
With sombreros,
I thought it was
fake
hilarious.
music, impersonating my voice through AI. It wasn't me.
It was great. It was great. AIU over you
is much better. Hell yeah, AI Chuck is funnier, more amusing, and more honest.
Yes,
because the real Chuck, he wouldn't know the truth if it bit him on the butt.
Not one bit.
Listen to this, America. Hours away from a shutdown, which we don't want. The American people don't want.
Then why'd you shut it down?
Trolling away on the internet like a 10-year-old.
Well, the American people don't care for the most part.
We don't give a shit.
That's why Americans are going to blame him if the government shuts down.
We don't care if the government shut down.
Point. Yesterday, the president posted an offensive.
So Chuck Schumer's a liar. The real Chuck Schumer's a liar. AI Chuck Schumer is a truth teller.
Yes, for sure.
And it just goes to show right there that he lied because the Democrats are the ones that voted to shut the government down, not Trump.
They did. That's right. Not one Republican.
Not
and
one.
Some moderate Democrats either.
Nope.
But for the most part, it was Democrats who voted for it. They got what they voted for. They were just hoping to use it as a tool to use it against Donald Trump and the conservatives. And the truth is, like you said, AI Chuck is just more honest because real Chuck is lying through his teeth.
It's funny and it's pathetic and sad all at the same time.
So what do we got up here next, Bert? Is this my boy Pete? About to
I love Pete.
I do too.
I'm starting to like Pete more and more. I wasn't sure about him at first. Didn't really know much about him. I just knew he was a war vet. They said he had like alcohol problem, which doesn't bother me. You know, I know a lot of people go through that. If you can get over it, you get over it. If not, hey, it is what it is. But
before you start and roll this video, though, I want to say, I respect that he is trying to bring back excellence. I respect that he is trying to bring back standards for the military. He's trying to make them better, and I know in part this video is still kind of funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, to an extent, but it's also brutally honest, and it's about time because we've had decades now. So since the 90s, we've had a decline and a decay and morale. We've had a decay in physical ability. We've had a decay in intellectual ability, and all he's doing is forcing people to be the best. Like it said, used to say, "Be all you can be."
In the military, we don't want the fats. No fats.
Nope. He wants to do away with the fats. So no offense, Bert, but you probably won't be allowed to join the military.
That's all right.
But that's okay. They're not going to take me. They're not going to take me either. I got a slip disc. So
I don't plan on it. I don't plan on it.
Fair enough. We'll leave that to the professionals for sure.
Definitely.
And that's all he's saying. He just wants to bring back the professionalism to it. Exactly. But go ahead and let that clip roll, Bird.
I don't want my son serving alongside troops who are out of shape, or in combat unit with females who can't meet the same combat arms physical standards as men, or troops who are not fully proficient on their assigned weapons platform or task, or under a leader who was the first but not the best. Standards must be uniform, gender neutral, and high. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon, leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad.
You got to lead by example, man.
Very true.
Right.
So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test.
I love it.
And as the chairman said, yes, there's a PT test. But today, at my direction, every member of the Joint Force at every rank is required to take a PT test twice a year.
Yep. Rightfully so. I don't care if you're in our military. You need to. We want our top physical people in the military. We want you to be in top physical strength, physical condition.
I want to make a comparison here, and I know a lot of people don't like Bill Belichick, especially since he's, has been dating a girl that's a fraction of his age, which I personally could care less. But anyway, with that said, the one thing about Bill Belichick, love him or hate him as a coach, he worked out with his players, literally.
Right.
When they were doing their exercise regimens, he was doing them with them.
Right.
And because he wanted to lead by example.
Exactly.
And what did that get them? It got them the greatest football team in American history. Even the Pittsburgh Steelers can't say what Tom Brady and the New England Patriots can say.
No, that's very true. It's very true.
And again, he did it by living by example. And when you live by example, troops want to follow you. They want you to be their leader. He's right. You look at a fat general. I mean, if you're someone who's like, I don't know, 25 years old, you're in the peak shape of your life, and you've got this guy who looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy telling you to go over to Afghanistan.
Like, fuck you, dude. You go over to Afghanistan, you fat fuck.
Let his fat ass go over there. Maybe he could be a tire.
Exactly. Go be a fucking bullet sponge, you fat fuck.
Or be a tire or something. You know what I mean? Whatever you do. You know, I mean, but the point being is, you can't be a jelly belly and a leader at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not fit to be. I'm not in that physical shape. I would never try to dictate.
I'm good.
Laws for the military.
I respect people that can do that.
I've watched him in RFK. I've seen their military challenge workout, and I could tell you this: if every American man that was physically able to do it did it and met that challenge, they'd be so much better off and in so much better shape.
Does meet height and weight requirements twice a year. Every year of service.
Yep.
Also today, at my direction, every warrior across our joint force is required to do PT every duty day. Should be common sense.
I agree
Most
with that.
units do
Yeah,
that.
I like that.
But we're codifying it. And we're not talking like hot yoga and stretching. Real hard PT, either as a unit or as an individual.
Right.
At every level, from the Joint Chiefs to everyone in this room to the youngest private, leaders set the standard. And so many of you do this already. Active, guard, and reserve.
I agree with them. That's just literally, it's just how it should be, you know?
Yeah.
You should be in top physical condition to be in the military.
And I absolutely agree with him. I've always said, you know, and everything, sports, even in corporations, dude. I mean, management. If your management is horrible, do you think your employees are going to be any better?
Exactly. Exactly, dude. Like, it starts at the top. It starts at the top.
That's right.
And
Ronald
you are still going to have
excellence.
You are still going to have shitty employees, but as a good manager, that's how you weed them out.
Yeah, I mean, I read a book once called The 1 Minute or the 10-Minute Manager.
Yeah.
And it was basically a small handbook on how to manage appropriately and manage like a leader. And it made such a world of difference than trying to, because you're leading by example. And the biggest thing that I took from that, now keep in mind, I was just doing a manager's position for a corporation back in the early 2000s, and I was training. I read that book, and the one thing that I took from it and implemented it while I was still a trainee was taking on the workload and showing the other employees that you're willing to do the same work that they're willing to do. Dude, I did that every day, and I got so much respect for that, man. And and they respected me. And then next thing you know, they were alongside. I didn't even have to ask.
Right.
They were asking me, "What do you need us to do, Ed?"
Right. That's what a good manager does. They lead by example.
When the lead manager was gone for the day, and I was the assistant manager until 9 o'clock, dude, what do you need me to do, Ed? What do you need me to do, Ed?
There you go.
I would just tell them, and it was that simple.
Exactly.
It was all because I led by example from the get.
And just
if you lead as a fool, you're gonna generate fools.
Yep.
But if you lead as a leader, you're gonna generate future leaders.
There you go. And I think the biggest takeaway from this video is you're not going to be fat and be in the military anymore. Sorry.
And you're not going to get trans surgery.
And there's no more woke shit. We're sorry. It's all gone. Bye-bye.
And if you're a woman and you want to be in a combat position, then you got to be able to live up to combat standards. If you can't follow, there's plenty of jobs in the military for people who still can't meet combat standards, but that's a serious job that can cost a lot of people their lives.
Yeah.
So you got to have the best of the best out there.
It's just sad and pathetic and
there will be women who can cut it. There will be women who do cut it.
It's just sad and pathetic how much Democrats and liberals, they hate Western civilization.
Well, they wanted it to fail. They wanted our military to experiment instead of what, as Rush Limbaugh would say, the military is for two things: to destroy and crush the enemy.
There you go. All right, final thoughts. Final thoughts from me. Huge victory for Trump in suing these companies and showing them that they can't just suppress freedom of speech just because they don't like what he's saying and they want to control the narrative. It's literally what they were doing. They were trying to control the narrative. They got caught. No more controlling the narrative, and it wasn't even just one thing. It was January 6th. It was the Kamala Harris interviews. It was so many things that they just try and want to control and spin the narrative, and they make things seem another way. Honestly, I think Trump should start suing people now for the things that they said about him with the whole Charlottesville stuff when they made it seem like he said something that he didn't really say. I think he should start suing any of these platforms that were saying things like this that are completely monetized. People like David Pakman and stuff. They need to be sued and start being held accountable so they can't say these things anymore and they just have to tell the truth.
I agree with that. I think they should repeal that Obama law that made it so they could basically say whatever they want in the media without consequence. They need to go back and repeal that. I forgot what the name of that act was. I could probably look it up real quick, but we're at the end of the show, so I won't. Yeah, cool. But people aren't aware of it. You know, it's the Freedom of Privacy Act. Is that what it was called?
I think so.
Or something of that sort. But anyway, it basically made it so the media could say whatever they want without consequence.
Exactly.
And that just doesn't work either. That's how you get propaganda. And that was part of the plan. And most Americans didn't even know that happened, by the way.
They were just trying to control the narrative. They just want to control the narrative any which way they can. So if media is not held responsible and 78% of the media is liberal media, that means 78% of the liberal narrative isn't being held responsible for spewing lies and telling the false narratives.
So all this has done was created some accountability.
Exactly.
That's all. At the corporate level.
Exactly, yeah, which is rightfully so. These people need to be held. These people need to be held responsible.
He should go after some of the media outlets too.
Yeah, well, some of the like the streamers.
Well, he did with the 60 Minutes thing.
I would go after some of these platforms. I would go after some of these platforms like Midas Touch if I was him. David Pakman, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I would go after all these people that smeared false narratives about him, whether it was from the Charlottesville thing or anything, and I would sue these people to show them that they can't just say whatever they want and get paid for it.
I mean, there again, consequences to free.
Right.
You have
to me. That's not to me, but that's what it is. That's not freedom of speech to me. When you're telling
that's propaganda.
That's propaganda. Exactly. That's spreading propaganda, and it's just bullshit.
That's a consequence for not being responsible with that amendment.
Exactly. Exactly. That is the responsibility that comes with freedom of speech. To know that you can't just tell lies like that. You can, but you got to understand that when you're being monetized for telling lies about something that as important as what a president's saying and making it seem like he's saying something else and manipulating it to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, that you're just spreading propaganda.
Again, and you have the right to do that from government persecution.
Right.
But from the private entity, from the private side of it, they were slandering the hell out of that man. They were bringing things and, saying things that were untrue, like the Russian hoax and the Russia dossier.
Exactly.
And so, again, there were consequences for that. Yes, you got the right to say it. But if you're wrong, the other person has the right to bring that case against you. And that's basically what happened. And he brought the case against them.
Exactly. Right.
And they lost because they were lying and they were blatantly using propaganda. So that's my take on it. Truth be told, my final take on it is, yeah, we have freedom of speech. You also have a responsibility that comes with that. It's common sense.
Exactly.
You know, you're going to have consequences. All right. You could go outside and call anybody you want any name in the world. You get punched in the face for it, though, that was probably a consequence.
That's true. All right. So, Double D, I want to thank you. I want to thank my family, my friends. I want to thank our audience. But most importantly, I would like to thank God, because without him, none of this is possible.
And as always, Bird, thank you for making this show happen week after week. Thank you to our audience for sticking around with us week after week. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And with all that, good night, y'all.
All right, everybody, have a good one. Peace.